What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of Whiskey and Weights, where tonight we're going to cover MMC, mind muscle connection, and how to get better contractions utilizing that. Can't wait to see you. Tune in. All right, thanks for tuning in to episode 5 of Whiskey and Weights, where I get to drink whiskey and enjoy a nice glass of whiskey while you sit there and watch my videos, hopefully enjoying a glass of whiskey with me, and then we talk about fitness concepts. All right, so as always, we're going to start with the whiskey. Tonight, I am drinking, I think I know how to say this, but it's a Laphroaig single malt Scotch whiskey. It's Laphroaig Select. It's actually one of my favorites. I routinely buy this, so I should probably learn how to say the name, but whatever, I don't care. It's delicious, super peaty. I have nothing bad to say about this. Like I said, I routinely buy this. I always keep this on my shelf at my bar. This is what it looks like, in case you want to go out and get you some. Or you can get the regular Laphroaig also, which I'll go ahead and grab that for you, just so you can see it. Difference is, it doesn't say select and it's a 10-year. Whereas, not sure exactly what this one is, but it's delicious. So, all right, so let's talk about the fitness concepts that we're going to talk about tonight. So, tonight we're going to talk about mind-muscle connection and better contractions. The myth, the legend, mind-muscle connection. To my experienced lifters out there, you already know what I'm talking about. Hopefully you do. And if you don't, hopefully you learn something from this. But to my novice lifters out there, come on, tune your ears in, turn them on, and get ready to learn, all right? So here we go. First off, we need to understand exactly what contractions are. So essentially, a contraction is bringing one point closer to another point. That's super simplified, but in reality, that's what it is. In a bicep curl, you're bringing your arm, your forearm, from point A here to point B here, right? So essentially, that's what a contraction is, right? In order to get the best maximal potential contraction, you would need to move point A as close as humanly possible to point B, right? So that's what a contraction is. That's super oversimplified version of it, but I'm just trying to get your mind in that thought, right? So a lot of times what happens is people start feeling contractions in the wrong area when they're doing specific lifts, i.e. bicep curls, lat pull downs, or anything rear delts. It seems people just don't know how to get that really good contraction with those areas. So here's just a few things, right? There's simple things you can do to correct this. Tweaks of the hand, tweaks of the wrist, tweaks of the body, just little bitty tweaks here and there, and it can really make a huge difference in the kind of contraction that you get, right? So an example here that I have written down is feeling a bicep contraction when you're doing a lat pull down. One thing that I was told over time that really helped me out is instead of just gripping the bar like this, try wrapping your hands over it with a thumbless grip and then pulling down, okay? That's one of the tweaks. I'll give you a free tip there. And then another one would be like feeling one bicep work harder than the other when you're doing a bicep barbell curl, right? When you're doing barbell curls, a lot of times what's happening is your non-dominant hand is really gripping that bar, whereas your dominant hand is just kind of holding it, or vice versa, whatever one happens. Whatever arm you're feeling it in the most, I guarantee the hand of that arm is just, I mean, you're trying to bend the bar with that hand. And you don't realize it. You're doing this subconsciously. But what's happening is you're already flexing that muscle, and then you're contracting it on that side, so you're going to feel it way more on that side. Essentially, when you flex, it's a small contraction. So now you're taking an already contracted muscle and contracting it even more, right? So just little stuff like that. And this is where mind-muscle connection comes in and how we're going to work on being able to fix that and be able to hit those areas better and make sure that you actually feel it where you're supposed to feel it. So mind-muscle connection, first off, this is built over time. And yes, it is very real. It is not a myth, okay? Essentially, this is where you are able to focus on the target muscle and can minimize the use of surrounding or synergist muscles, right? So this is self-taught through extensive training or can be taught by an outside source such as a fitness professional. However, no one can feel what you're feeling. All right, so all a fitness professional can do is give you cues. All they can do is make you aware of muscle cues so that you are more conscious of the movement and the target muscle. But at the end of the day, it's on you to figure it out. All right, so how can you train mind-muscle connection? All right, so first, we're gonna focus on the target muscle and not lifting the weight. Too many times we get caught up and we gotta get this weight up. Don't worry about the weight. If you have to, do it with no weight. Do it with 5 pounds. Do it with 3-pound dumbbells. It doesn't matter. Focus on using the target muscle and not lifting the weight. Next, you want to visualize that area being contracted and working. Try to visualize it. So if you know your rear delt, where it's at, visualize your rear delt contracting, not your mid and lower traps. Do low weight warm-up sets to figure out the best positioning that works for you. So a lot of times when I'm doing lateral raises, I'll see people standing, they're standing straight up and they're going out just like this. But for me, it works better if I have a slight lean forward and then I go up and I keep a slight bend to my elbows, right? It doesn't work like that for everyone. Everyone's built different. So do low weight warm-up sets and figure out what positioning works best for you and where you get that best contraction. Lastly here, or not lastly, but next, we're going to slow down on our reps. All right. Oftentimes we try to get through a set quickly because as a guy I used to work out with would say, I do cardio, I lift faster. That's not exactly how that works. But oftentimes we try to get through a set quickly when really we should be taking our time and focusing on form and creating that mind-muscle connection. We want to do this so that every rep has maximal potential of creating change or creating adaptation, right? All right, lastly, we're going to work on flexing that area. Do some pre-exhaustion flexing. It helps pump blood to the muscles as well, and it's going to help you with your lifts anyway, right? You'll see a lot of people in the gym, right, before they go to do bench, they'll start doing this, right? And you see them doing this in the mirror or this, right? It looks stupid, I get it, but it does help. It does create a little bit of pre-exhaustion. It does get that blood pumping to that muscle area, and it does help you focus on that target muscle and helps you get a better contraction, right? So work on doing that as well. If you want to do it at home all by yourself, that's fine. If you don't want to do it in the gym, I get it. I don't like doing it in the gym, but I still do it anyway. All right. Really what you need to know, guys, is mind-muscle connection is a game changer. All right. Once you figure this out and you can create a good mind-muscle connection, it's going to change your life. When you can really feel the contractions for each and every single individual muscle in every single rep, you're going to immediately feel more confident in your lifts. And you'll probably start experimenting. This is where you'll start getting crazy, right? You'll be like, oh, well, what if I do it this way? All right, you're going to start making tweaks to your body angles. You're going to start making tweaks to your wrist position, to your hand position, you name it. Anything you can make a tweak to, you're going to want to because you're going to be trying to figure out how to get that better contraction, how to get point A as close as humanly possible to point B, because that's what it's all about. All right, so at the end of the day, you just really need to work on getting that mind-muscle connection. And with mind-muscle connection is going to become better contractions. In my next video, I'll cover a little bit of things you can do, little tweaks you can do to get those better contractions in some big target areas. But for now, go out there, start doing those low weight warm-up sets, start flexing, start visualizing, and start focusing on that target area muscle instead of lifting the weight. And I'll see you next time on Whiskey and Weights.